TikTok, Loren Gray, and the ultimate supercar video creator with over 50 million followers on Facebook, Supercar Blondie.
I'm a host and producer at the Washington Post, and I'm joined by two massive content creators this morning, Alex Hershey and Loren Gray. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Our panel today this morning is called This is How You Create Great Content, something you both are naturally experts at. So for your respective brands, what does it mean to create great content? What does that look like?
You want to go?
Sure. For me, it's always been audience first. Whatever I can find that I'm passionate about in my life that connects to my audience, finding that blend between the two has always worked best for me.
Yeah, I think for me when I started, it was really about being specific to each platform. You know, I recognized very early on that what works on YouTube doesn't work on Facebook, what works on Facebook doesn't work on Instagram. So for us, creating great content is about really knowing what your audience wants to see on each platform.
Now, Alex, when you started your supercar content creation, you of course weren't this massive brand. It was a side hustle for you. You were a radio host in Dubai. And then when you went full time, you were traveling 300 days out of the year with your husband. Club. You were writing, shooting, editing, doing everything yourself, running the business yourself. How does that content creation process look different now and then?
Wow. So different. As you said, yeah, it was me first, full time. I quit my job on the radio, then my husband joined me a year later. And so yeah, it was just us two, and we literally had 3 shoots a day, and then we'd head to whatever hotel we were staying in around the world, and then edit and produce and upload until 2 a.m. and then we'd do the whole thing again, right? Now I have an incredible team of producers, editors, journalists, and people who are actually constantly looking for incredible content. We have a team of 70 people now. So it's kind of really grown just since COVID because we couldn't travel around the world anymore, just the two of us, and create great content. The world closed down. So we need to work out, well, how are we going to keep great content on our platform? That's by hiring and having a bigger team to be able to help.
Fantastic. And Loren, for you, your start is quite interesting because you were publishing to the web app Musical.ly, the predecessor for TikTok, by accident. You thought you were saving to your camera roll. Those videos were uploading at the same time and gaining a following. So how has the creation process changed for you?
I feel like the content creation process is always evolving. I always have that thread of similarities between the content from when I first started to now. It's all very in the moment. It's all authentic and organic to me and what I'm going through or what I'm experiencing. But you know, the formatting is always changing. Platforms are always changing. At the time, the Musical.ly time, that era was 15-second videos. Now we have Reels. TikTok has grown from 15 seconds to now a minute, 10 minutes even. So it's just about keeping up and staying up to date with what's happening and sort of modeling your content to fit that while having that continuous thread of what keeps you, you.
Mm-hmm. And the content for you revolves so much around you being a human being. How do you find a balance between living your life and posting your life?
I mean, I'm a little spoiled in the sense that I started so young that it never felt like a job. It was just second nature. It was something that I loved doing that grew into a career. There are times where I feel a little burnt out. I'm like, man, I don't look good today. I don't feel good today. I don't want to post today. And I've learned that at those times, I just have to take a step back and take that time because it's very easy to feel burnt out. But my life is so exciting and I get to do so many incredible things. And even when it's not, people want to see that too. That's relatable, and that's what I follow creators for, is to see their day-to-day life, whether that be them having the most exciting day ever or the most mundane day.
Real. And talking about sustainability and burnout, Alex, you've talked about how being exclusively a content creator long-term isn't sustainable. So you've been proactive in that by building ventures. You have a media company, SB Media, and SBX Cars, your luxury car auction company that launched earlier this year. What has it been like building those companies, leading those companies, and being a content creator on top of that?
Yeah, so for me it was really important. Like, unlike you, Lauren, I started the social media game later in life. I started in my 30s. So for me, I knew I didn't have, 20, 30 years to build everything. I was like, right, I need to build now, otherwise I'm going to be 50 and still a content creator.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it, but like, it's exhausting, as you know, right? So, you have to try and build out as soon as possible. So, I think when everything shut down in 2020, that's when I really had to reevaluate and say this isn't sustainable just to be a one-person content creator. So I thought about bringing on new talent, new hosts, new presenters to represent the brand. So we have four or five different presenters now, which is fantastic, which means that I'm only really in about 5% of the videos, which means that, I went through major burnout in 2020. I wasn't sleeping anymore. I was sleeping maybe 2 hours a night. I had major anxiety, depression, everything, and I hadn't taken that time out for myself in 3 years. I probably didn't have a day off in 3 years. So at that point I thought, right, I need to think, this is life, it's a journey. There's no end goal. So I needed to work out, right, how is this going to be sustainable from a mental health point of view and physical health point of view? I started taking some days off, and now I'm just like a different person. Now I can actually enjoy what I do again, because at one point we were just grafting so hard that I was like, oh my God, I don't even know why we're doing this anymore, because there was no balance. There was no balance in life, and now there is.
Do you think that intensity was essential to building your brand? Did you change anything about your journey?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I always look back at this and go, could we have taken it a little bit easier? I don't think so. I think it was necessary to really, really grind those first few years, because the competition is just so hardcore on social media. So you really need to be out there every single day creating content, otherwise you get left behind. So I think it was necessary. Now it's good that I've built it more into a media publishing company, so that I'm not totally involved in every single aspect, and now I've got this other business of the auction platform. But so now I have a little bit more of time to myself. But initially, I think if you're going to become a creator or want to become a creator, it takes those hard times to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that grinding has paid off though, because earlier this year, SBX Cars also broke the world record in June for the most valuable car ever sold online. It was a Lamborghini for $6 million. Is that an important metric to you? How does that feel?
Really good. We're trying to disrupt the car auction world. It's been the same for 100 years, where you have your very formal events around the world, and everyone's wearing a suit and a tie, and they come in once every 3 months and bid on beautiful cars. And we want to disrupt that, because there's a whole new world now of people buying cars, and not everyone has the time or even the want to go fly into a different country and be there in person to bid on a car. So now we've brought it all online, and to be selling multi-million-dollar cars online, we were like, is it going to work? Let's give it a go. We have a lot of incredible car collectors around the world that do follow us, and it's working. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. I mean, we're learning as we go. Obviously, we've got a lot more data now that we can work on and build and grow. But to sell the world's most expensive car online within a few months of launch was awesome. Yeah. I want to beat it though.
Real?
Yeah.
No, I'm better.
Yeah.
Even top $6 million.
Yeah.
Speaking of working, Lauren, you've also been working, especially beyond influencing. You're a singer-songwriter. You have an album out. Your song Queen has over 80 million streams on Spotify. You've opened for American musician Hunter Hayes on tour, and you're in a Netflix movie. You're so young. You have already done so much. So what are you most proud of, and where would you like to build next?
I've done a lot of cool stuff, and I'm really, really proud of everything that I've done, but the fan base and the audience that I've been able to maintain and facilitate over the past 9 years is the most special. That connection is something I really, really needed when I first started social media. I was homeschooled, I was in my room by myself, and I had no friends, and that
Hello, guys.